Welcome in, everyone. Your Vegas Nation host, Cassie Soto, here with you on the first official day of the new league year. The Raiders finally made that splashy move that all of the Raiders fans had been asking for by signing four-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Chandler Jones. But in another move, the Silver and Black went ahead and traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Indianapolis Colts. Here to break it all down for us is NFL writer for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Adam Hill. Adam, the past six of the last 7 seasons, Jones has tallied double-digit sacks. He's coming in now and joining Max Crosby. How do you think he and Crosby will pick up where Crosby and Ngakoue left off?
Yeah, I think one of the things you saw is Yannick Ngakoue kind of toward the end of the year tailed off a little bit, and I think they're hoping that that doesn't happen with Chandler Jones. But also, it's a better scheme fit. I mean, for the last couple of weeks, we've been kind of screaming from the rooftops of like Crosby and Ngakoue don't fit well in this system. This doesn't make any sense. Not sure how they're going to do this. And, everybody from the Raiders, from Ziegler on down to Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, said, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. Well, this is how they're going to make it work. They get rid of a guy that didn't really fit into the scheme that they want to run in a 3-4 in Yannick Ngakoue. Crosby can play one side of defensive end. Chandler Jones probably play more of an edge outside linebacker type role in this defense. So that's how they were going to make it fit by not having Yannick Ngakoue around. So that move makes a lot of sense from a scheme perspective. And just from, Chandler Jones has worked with the Patriots brass before. Obviously, he started his career there. Now we know him more as an Arizona Cardinal at this point, but he was with the Patriots organization when he started off. And so there's some familiarity there as well with all of these coaches.
Yeah, well, in other news, and a busy day here for the Raiders defensive line as the Raiders released defensive end Carl Nassim. Nassim, of course, made headlines when he became the first openly gay player in the NFL. But as on the field goes, Adam, he was signed in 2020, and then the last 2 years didn't really make much of a splash on the field for the Raiders.
Yeah, he did. From a salary cap perspective, though, he took up a lot of that cap on the defensive side. The production didn't really match. I thought he was a serviceable player, a guy that filled their role, could come in and give them some help when they needed him, a good depth player, but he was making more money than that would have really indicated for that role. So it makes a lot of sense they move on from him, save some cap space, although not ideal in the way that things work out, but they do have a little bit of room, a little bit of flexibility. They've moved out some of those players, and I think now you start to look back at pretty much all of the signings over the last couple of years that were made. The 10 biggest signings salary-wise, I think all 10 are gone at this point. So not a whole lot of great moves necessarily made in free agency the last few years, but this administration has shown they're willing to just kind of cut bait, move on from that, and makes a lot of sense there. And we should mention as they are rebuilding the defense, I mentioned Ngakoue was out, but that was not just cutting him. They didn't release him. They make a trade for Rock Ya-Sin, who's a very, very good corner, and they needed a corner. Sounds like they might not have gotten what they wanted on the market. There was a couple of big fish they were going after, especially J.C. Jackson. Some rumors of Stephon Gilmore as well, and we'll see how that kind of plays out. But Rock Ya-Sin, a very, very good corner and a man corner. And we know that Patrick Graham has said he needs corners that play man to play the defense he wants to play. Rock Ya-Sin, very, very good in man.
Well, we knew it was likely that fan favorite Alec Ingold was probably not going to return for the Silver and Black once they made him a free agent just a few days ago, and it has been made official. He is signing with the Miami Dolphins. Do you think the fullback will be in good hands there with Mike McDaniels, Adam?
Well, you know what I think about Mike McDaniel as a coach. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's different. He's a little bit odd, but I think he's a very good offensive mind. I'm excited to see what he does with that organization. And I think Raiders fans, listen, I know you're sad that he's gone, and I think we all are. He's a guy, along with Yannick Ngakoue, who I thought was very, very good in the locker room, very good in the community as well. It sucks to see guys leave, but I think Alec Ingold is a guy fans are still going to root for. And I think they'll be very, very excited about what he does in this offense. Look at what Kyle Juszczyk has done for the San Francisco 49ers. One of the most impactful fullbacks in the entire league. They use him in a variety of different ways, short yardage in the passing game, obviously as a blocker as well, where it's his strengths. But man, if you want to see Alec Ingold succeed and it's not with the Raiders, I think this is a perfect fit for him.
The Raiders, of course, are still in need of a top wide receiver, Adam, and running back Josh Jacobs tweeted out the eyeball emojis at Julio Jones once it was made official that the Titans would be releasing him. Is Jones, do you think, someone that would be a good fit for the Silver and Black, even though he's a little bit older? Or is there somebody out there on the market that you think would be a better fit?
Well, I think he's a great fit for what they need. I mean, he fits right in. Now the question is, how often is he going to be healthy? How often is he going to be on the field? He's been injury prone in the past, and now that he's getting older, we've seen it just really mount up in terms of injuries. So I don't know if he's ideal. I think when he's on the field, he would be a great fit for this offense and exactly what they need. And I'm sure players will be excited to play with him. Josh Jacobs, of course, being an Alabama guy, makes some sense that he would kind of reach out to him. I don't know if that's the direction they go. I wouldn't be completely shocked, especially because I think the value is going to be there. I don't know that Julio Jones is going to get a massive contract anywhere. But listen, I've pretty much been clear on my thoughts that I think this team is not a team that should be loading up on guys to make a run this year or next year anyway. I think it's a team that should be looking down the road. Julio Jones doesn't make much sense unless you can get him on a one-year deal and say, hey, let's just go to war. Let's go battle with the guys that we've got here and kind of move on. These short-term contracts, 1 year, and then you're kind of building for that future with this team. So let's see what they do. I think it would be interesting, but he does fit what they need right now. They've got obviously a great slot receiver, an up-and-comer, a guy in Brian Edwards they still believe highly could be, a physical receiver, good guy in the red zone. They need that, outside threat at receiver. Now that they've got tight ends, you've got slot guys, you've got other guys. That one big impactful wide receiver makes a lot of sense, but I certainly wouldn't do any kind of a long-term deal with him.
All right, Adam. Well, thank you so much as always. We really appreciate it. To read Adam's work, of course, give him a follow on Twitter at AdamHillLVRJ or head on over to VegasNation.com for all of your latest Raiders news. He's Adam Hill. I'm Cassie Soto. Thank you so much for watching.